Hey guys, Jeremy Cole here. I make these videos to record my progress and my experience while on the drug Mounjaro, also known as Tirzepatide. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So we're 5 weeks in to being on Mounjaro. This week we lost 1.1 kg, bringing our total to 10.35 kg. We are finally under the 110 kg mark, which is really good, really satisfying. Honestly, this week I didn't think I'll lose that much weight because diet-wise, I had a few days where I had meals with friends, family, that sort of thing. I ate quite a lot more than I should have, so I was expecting to lose less than 1 kg. But we still managed to lose more than that, so which is great. I think at this point, side effects aren't really a thing anymore. It's more of the initial effects of Mounjaro are not that, that felt, right? Because I've been on it for a few weeks, right? So the question is more of, do I dose up, right, to 5 milligrams? And as I mentioned before, I think as long as I'm losing more than 1 kg a week, I think I will just stick to 2.5. And so that is the plan for now. We will keep observing, we'll keep recording and see how it goes. This week, I wanted to talk to you guys about working out, right? And exercising while being on Mounjaro. For the past 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, I was talking about what Mounjaro is, what it does, how it helps your body, how it improves your health in general. And last week was more about diet, how to maximize your weight loss, how to minimize your side effects. So this week is the third component in, I think, a good program, a good lifestyle to have while being on Mounjaro, not actually, right? And that is working out, exercising. So the first thing I wanted to mention was mindset, right? So there are a few misconceptions that people have about exercising, especially being in the gym, especially about lifting weights and things like that, right? So the first thing I hear is, especially from girls, right, is that I don't want to be so muscular, right? I don't want to have like lumps everywhere. I don't want to look like insert bodybuilder name, right? I don't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And coming from somebody who has been trying to get these lumps for years, first of all, it's pretty unlikely lah. Second of all, if you really become too muscular, right, congratulations, but you can stop anytime you want, right? You can just lift lighter, lift less frequently, things like that. The second misconception people have is that you need to spend a lot of time in the gym, right? 6 times a week, 2 hours a time, right? It's 10 over hours a week. Like nobody has enough time. Where got enough time, right? And I agree. Everybody's busy. Everybody has work, has family, has girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, kids. But you don't, especially if you're a beginner, especially if you don't work out pretty much at all, you don't need to spend that much time in the gym or like exercising at home, right? You don't need to spend that much time. And I'll go into that a bit more. So why work out, right? And that, I think the first question is, why did you start taking Mounjaro? And if your answer is to lose weight, then I would say that most of us who lose weight want to look a certain way, right? Want to look a certain way. We don't want to lose all our weight and then look like a stick, right? Lose all body shape, right? Like my body shape was circle, right? Like circle. Then, but I don't want to become like a stick, right? I want to look like a triangle, right? Like broad shoulders, thinner waist, thinner hips for a guy, right? At least. And that's what resistance training or training with weights does lah, right? You get bigger shoulders, bigger chest. You at least look fitter, healthier, right? And also, I think for me at least, you want to have some decent stamina, right? Decent cardio, right? Like if you play sports, if you enjoy exercising, if you know what I mean. Uh, yeah, like stamina is important, right? Like if you're in a two-person activity, right? You don't want your partner to be like, "Ayo, so fast tired already," you know? So yeah, stamina is important, right? Okay, so how often and how long should you work out? I would say if you really do not exercise at all, twice a week is a very good place to start. Twice a week, doing full body resistance training, right? Each session would last you like 30 to 45 minutes. What exercises should you pick for those 30 to 45-minute sessions, right? Um, I would suggest doing compound movements, compound exercises. So what that means is exercises that target multiple muscles, right? So if you think of like a bicep curl, bicep curls are really good for targeting your biceps, but they target only one body part, right? So in terms of the time invested to the amount of muscle train, it's not that efficient, right? Whereas compound exercises, like let's say a bench press or a push-up, you target your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, and even some of your abs, right? So those are really good for beginners. So picking three maybe compound exercises to target your entire body is really good. If you're planning to go to the gym, I would say doing a bench press, like a dumbbell bench press, a squat or a leg press for your lower body, and then some sort of row or pull down or pull up if you can, right? If you can't do a pull up, and if your gym has an assisted pull up machine, that's really good as well. If you're not planning to go to the gym, if you just want to work out at home, that's fine as well. Doing body weight exercises are a very good place to start, especially if you have really not very developed muscles. Doing push-ups, squats, pull-ups if you can find a pull-up bar. If you can't, you can do these things called Australian rows, where your feet are on the floor and then you're holding onto a bar and then you're pulling from there. So that really engages your back, right? In terms of cardio, right? Should we do cardio? I would say yes, but I don't think cardio is the best way to generate a caloric deficit, right? So I'm sure you've heard this where people say, just go and run 30 minutes a day. Right, 30 minutes a day, confirm lose weight, right? Uh, the amount of calories you burn jogging, like slow jogging for 30 minutes a day, depending on your own body weight and your own current cardio, your current stamina, is roughly, for half an hour, is roughly 2 to 300 calories, right? That's one donut, right? Or one pastry, you know? So for 1 hour, let's say you burn 500 calories jogging. In 5 minutes, you can eat 2 donuts, right? So strategically, right? Like in terms of strategy, like how to generate a caloric deficit, does it make more sense to run 1 hour or to just not eat 2 donuts, right? And I would think that most of us will agree that not eating the donuts makes more sense, right? So control, in terms of caloric deficit, controlling diet is still number one. Does exercise help? Does cardio help? Yes, of course it does. But if you're gonna eat as per normal and you're just gonna generate a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit every day through cardio, that's like 2 hours a day, every day. You have to do it every day, right? So I would say cardio is more for just overall health and wellness, overall quality of life, right? Like having good stamina in general is just makes life better. Like carrying groceries, like going to the store, like running for a bus or a train that you're gonna miss. It's just easier, right? If you have better stamina. So for me personally, I try to do 10,000 steps a day, right? And that's like slow, relaxed, chill walking, right? That would take over an hour of time, so if during the day I walk say, I don't know, 4,000 steps, right? I'll try to catch up with a walk in the evening, about an hour, right? Because I walk about 1,000 steps every 10 minutes. So 6,000 steps, roughly an hour of time, right? So why walk, right? First of all, it's again just good in general for your heart, for your stamina in general. It's low impact, right? So your knees and your joints and all that don't take as much of a beating as compared to like jogging or sprinting or that sort of thing, or like climbing stairs, right? Running upstairs, right? Yeah, so I would say if you are very sedentary, if you work a office job or a job that basically requires you to sit for most of the day, and the only walking you get is like from home to the bus stop or to the train station and then back after work, right? I would say aiming for 5,000 steps is actually a very good place to start. And then once you can do 5,000 steps every day, 6,000, 8,000, and then 10,000 eventually, right? So 10,000 is ideal. But if you can't do 10,000, 8,000 is really good as well. So moving on to my own personal workout schedule, I do go to the gym. So I go to the gym 4 times a week. For those of you who do go to the gym as well and are interested in my split, I just do push and pull. Yep, I skip leg day. So it's a push pull Monday, break on Wednesday, push pull Thursday, Friday. And the reason why I don't do my legs is because my legs are big, like bigger than I would like. So I'm trying to lose all the fat first, and then if I need to build some muscle on my legs and my hams, then I would do it, right? I don't look like, the typical skips leg day kind of guy, right? Where they have like massive wide ass shoulders and then their legs are like poles, right? It's not like that. Like my legs are still like trunks, so that's why I'm skipping legs. And yes, I know these are all excuses, I know. So that's pretty much it for this week. I'm gonna be overseas next week actually. So it's gonna be the first time I'm gonna be overseas while on Mounjaro. So it's gonna be quite an interesting experience. I'm gonna take a lot of photos, a lot of videos, share with you guys next week. The video will be a bit later next week. But yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes. We're gonna stick to 2.5 milligrams of Mounjaro while being overseas. Thank you for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end, if you would help me out, subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. If not, I will see you guys next week. I hope you learned something from today's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.